Wings of Fire has a hidden language in Legends Darkstalker, and I decoded it. Let's take a look. Around a year ago, the graphic novel for Wings of Fire Legends Darkstalker released, and with it came a secret alphabet hidden in the background. The day it released, I noticed that one of the panels had a key for part of the alphabet. It was only 3 letters, X, Y, and Z, so I didn't think much of it. However, user Riddit the Carplane posted on Reddit that the word Darkstalker would fit some of the Dragon language text perfectly. From there, I was able to decode these words as follows. First, we have this text on page 33, which, from what we have, decodes into K blank LLS space AR blank TI blank. It's a safe bet that this decodes into the phrase kills Arctic, given what happens later in the book. This gives us 2 more letters to work with, I and a C. This means we now have the letters A, C, D, E, I, K, L, R, S, T, X, Y, and Z. To make it easier, I made a chart containing all of the letters we know corresponding to their Latin alphabet equivalents. Then, we'll update it whenever we find new letters. In the description, I'll put a link to the font that I used to make it so that I could type the Dragon language. I made it myself, so please credit me whenever you use it. Continuing on, also on page 33, there's a picture of a dream visitor, under which is more text, which spells out DREA blank ISIT blank blank, which pretty safely translates to the word dream visitor, giving us the letters M and V. Unfortunately, the text is cut off, and we don't get a translation for the letter O. We can now start to translate some complete phrases, such as this, which has a typo. It says Darkstaler evil. Obviously, it's meant to say Darkstalker evil, but they made a mistake. Next up, we have a huge phrase on page 128, which reads, blank blank E blank space T blank REE space M blank 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 S rise A DRA blank 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 S space C blank blank I blank blank space S blank IT space blank 8 space blank I blank E. That's a very long one. From context clues, we can assume that the third word translates to moons, as moons tend to rise. From there, we can make a guess that T blank REE translates to 3. Now that we have the letters O, N, and H, the text now reads, blank hen 3 moons rise, a dra blank blank NS, choi blank blank S blank IT blank 8 blank ein. The new letters pretty much solve the phrase, as we can guess that the first word spells when, the 6th one spells dragons, and the last one spells out line. The 7th word is partially blocked off, but we have enough of the word to easily guess that it means choice. We can now take another look at the entire sentence. When 3 moons rise, a dragon's choice, S blank IT space blank 8 line. Now, using context clues, we can assume that the second to last word means fates, and the last blank word was likely intended to spell split, but like the phrase I mentioned earlier, it was misspelled and instead spells spit, giving us the letter P. We can now translate even more full words. This one translates to Andrew, this one to Renzo, and this one to Latios? For those who don't know, Latios is a dragon-type Pokemon from the 3rd generation of games. This will be important later. Now, we can try to get more letters. This word on page 33 says Dragapult blank LT, which is almost certainly another Pokemon reference, this time to the Pokemon Dragapult. Given that we already have another Pokemon name, and we are only missing 1 letter, it's almost certain that the missing one is U. But then, I was completely stuck. I had looked everywhere, and there were no new letters. Until I tried to translate one random page in desperation. And it was a key. And only after I had decoded the rest was it possible to find it. I found the missing letters, and that was it. I decoded the entire alphabet. But that wasn't it. Because on May 2nd, 2026, one of my friends went to Fanwig Fest and asked Jake Parker, the illustrator of the graphic novel, if my translation was correct. And he said yes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, all that fun stuff. It really helps a ton, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, have a good one.